This is The Scoop for Tuesday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. A state House panel began a 2-day review of property taxes yesterday as it looks at potential changes that could have a major impact on local governments. Governor Ron DeSantis is pushing lawmakers to put a proposed constitutional amendment on the 2026 ballot to reduce or eliminate taxes on homesteaded properties. As it gears up for the 2026 legislative session, the House Select Committee on Property Taxes received presentations about issues such as school funding in rural fiscally constrained counties that have limited tax bases. Though the committee is weeks from crafting proposals, Representative Vicky Lopez, a Miami Republican who co-chairs the panel, said cutting property taxes could lead people to face questions such as whether small towns could continue to maintain existing services. The House committee met yesterday to address that concern, but first they got an hours-long crash course on how the tax works. Republican State Representative Juan Carlos Porras says these conversations will play a role in future legislation.
Just like anything in Tallahassee, it's like drinking out of a fire hose, obviously, but this is, one of the most pivotal issues across our state.
The tax pays for local governments, and critics worry reducing it will endanger services like education and public safety. Lawmakers meet again today. They won't vote on any legislation until the session starts in January, and anything they pass will need voter approval in the 2026 election. One nonprofit group says property tax cuts could cost Florida counties, schools, and municipalities billions. WMNF's Chris Young reports new research from the nonpartisan Florida Policy Institute found that about $18.5 billion are at stake if property taxes on homesteads are eliminated.
FPI's research shows that about 36% of property tax revenue statewide comes from taxes levied on homesteaded properties. That's roughly $7.8 billion for counties and $7.7 billion for school districts, while at the municipal level, homestead property tax revenue totals about $3 billion. In Hillsborough County, that's $554 million, which is 13% of all of the county's revenue. Esteban Santiz, director of research at the Florida Policy Institute, says the costs won't disappear, they'll just shift.
Whether you're going to be paying higher taxes, whether you're going to be paying more fees at the local level, or whether you're going to see a cut, maybe in your public schools, in your fire departments, in your police departments, the costs don't go away.
Santiz also says a cut in funding would take away control from local governments and put them at the hands of the state. Governor Ron DeSantis has spoken out against property taxes, claiming they fuel irresponsible local government spending and calling it a, quote, rent homeowners pay. Chris Young, WMNF News.
Earlier this month, the IRS began alerting taxpayers to an increase in false tax credit schemes. WMNF's Julia Ferrara reports scammers use social media to lure individuals into claiming credits that they don't actually qualify for.
Since 2022, the IRS has witnessed a concerning surge in refund claims. The most recent of these stems from deceptive social media posts and individuals pretending to be tax experts, luring unsuspecting taxpayers into filing returns for which they don't qualify. Alejandra Castro, a public affairs specialist with the IRS, says these scams are promoting the misuse of specific credits.
Been seeing a lot of fuel tax credit claims and sick and family leave credit claims. These are more for businesses and employers.
Common traits of these scams include instructions to file amended returns, even if you didn't originally qualify for the credits, promises of easy or fast refund with minimal documentation, and encouragement to ignore IRS letters or respond with false information. Castro says that while the consequences of these scams can be serious and costly, there are still things taxpayers can do when they've been targeted.
Our suggestion is to amend the tax return as soon as possible, to respond to any letters that you may have received from the agency, and seek help from a reputable tax professional, or go to irs.gov.
For the latest updates on tax scams and IRS warnings, as well as helpful tax information, visit irs.gov. For WMNF News, I'm Julia Ferrara.
If you've been targeted, amend the tax return as soon as possible and respond to any letters you may have received from the IRS. Common traits of these scams include social media posts that claim everyone qualifies for certain tax credits, instructions to file amended returns, even if you didn't originally qualify for the credits, and promises of easy or fast refunds with minimal documentation. It'll be mostly cloudy today with highs in the low 90s, mostly cloudy tonight, overnight lows in the mid 70s. Tomorrow, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible with highs in the low 90s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.